call to order. The time is 7 p.m. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the rights of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Business Administrator Board Secretary has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, communicated to the Herald News, the Record, and filed with the clerk of the Borough of Hawthorne. Roll call, please.
Mr. Carr.
Here.
Mr. Clivio.
Here.
Mr. Doyle.
Here.
Ms. Aaron Trout.
Here.
Ms. Smokey Colson.
Here.
Mr. Palouse.
Here.
Mr. Shortway.
Here.
Mr. Totaro.
Here.
Mrs. Goff.
Here. Please stand and join me in the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. During each regular meeting, 2 opportunities are provided for citizens to ask questions and to make comments. During the first opportunity early on the agenda, the meeting is open to the public for the purpose of addressing items listed for approval on this agenda only. The second opportunity occurs just prior to adjournment, when citizens may address any subject matter that is pertinent to and or directly related to the operation of the school district. Persons wishing to speak must, upon being recognized, rise, state their name, address, and subject matter. Comments and questions shall be addressed to the board president or the presiding officer and shall be limited to 5 minutes in length. The board may or may not respond to issues raised by members of the public at the time they are raised, but will provide a response if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Please note that the board will not respond to comments regarding students or board employees in light of the privacy rights held by those individuals. Moreover, the board discourages comments about such individuals and will not be responsible for such comments. Members of the public who choose to speak during the public session should carefully consider their comments, since they could be held personally liable for any comments they make. Finally, please note that in accordance with the district policy, the board will not officially comment or respond to any matter mentioned unless it can confirm that the matter has first been brought to the attention of the appropriate personnel in an attempt to resolve the issue. At this time, publicly heard agenda items only. Okay, approval of the minutes. We believe that it's only public, right, Ms. Marie? Public meeting held on October 15th, 2024. Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Aaron Trout, seconded by Mr. Totaro. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Carr.
Yes.
Mr. Clivio.
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes.
Ms. Aaron Trout.
Yes.
Ms. Smokey Colson.
Yes.
Mr. Palouse.
Yes.
Mr. Shortway.
Yes.
Mr. Totaro.
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Correspondence, I don't have any at this time, and we will turn it over to Mr. Goff for the Student Council representative report.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having an amazing November so far. Without further ado, I will begin this month's report. HHS has officially wrapped up its fall sports seasons. I will now provide the outcomes for each sport. Our girls volleyball team had a very successful season, going 13-7 and making it to the first round of the NJSIAA tournament. Our boys soccer team went 6-10, with almost all of its losses being extremely close. Our girls soccer team had a successful season, going 10-8-1 and making it to the second round of the NJSIAA tournament. Our girls tennis team went 2-14. Our football team finished off the year winning their last 2 games, making their record 3-6. Our student athletes are excited for upcoming winter season. Sports include ice hockey, winter track, girls and boys basketball, wrestling, bowling, and cheerleading. School ongoings. As fall comes to an end and we enter winter, the school has many exciting events taking place. Last week, the PTO hosted a bake sale the day of the election and the next day during lunch. The HHS PTO membership is now open. The school's annual holiday dance is upon us. Tickets are $90 and the dance will be held at Macaluso's. Sign-ups begin Monday the 11th for seniors and open up for the rest of the school on the 12th and close on the 15th. The senior class won Spirit Week and for the 3rd year in a row, hallway decoration. For the first time in Hawthorne High School history, the freshman class cabinet tied for the 2nd place with the junior class, and the sophomore class took last place in hallway decoration. Congratulations to the November students of the month, senior William Garrestein, junior Amelia Dewhurst, sophomore Emma R., and freshman Sophia Solarzano. The junior parent post-secondary planning night took place yesterday. Band parent meeting night takes place November 13th. November 15th is marking period 1 report cards being posted. Hawthorne High School Fall Sports Awards take place the 25th of November. December 5th is the Hawthorne High School PTO meeting at 7:30. December 6th through 8th is the fall production. NJMS Share the Keys Safe Driving Program takes place December 18th. Clubs. The Italian Club has a donation cup at Angelina's Deli. If you stop by, be sure to make a donation. An espresso machine is open to students and faculty in Ms. Barbez's room on R2 and R4 days during lunch. Additionally, the Italian Club goes on its annual trip tomorrow. This year, the destination is Little Italy. The Art Club will meet this Thursday and will focus on fall-themed art. The Share Club will assist with the food pantry drive, although dates are not yet established. The class of 2028 is having an apparel fundraiser through November 25th, and the senior class is having a give back night fundraiser at Habit Burger in Fairlawn tomorrow from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Library. Spotlight November library events include the following. Highlighting the diversity of the high school library collection. This month, the library books, displays, announcements, and social media highlight National Italian American Month and Native American Heritage Month. To honor active duty military and veterans in November, the library is highlighting Military Appreciation Month with a wall of honor that shines a spotlight on the photo and military background of HHS families. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Sprito, Superintendent's Report.
Okay, thank you very much. So a number of things to share tonight. First of all, I also, as Will mentioned, I want to congratulate all of our fall sports teams on another great fall season. I always say our kids not only compete extremely hard, but they always represent us extremely well. They represent our school district extremely well. So I'm just real proud of all their hard work, not only our athletes, but of course our coaches. I thank them for their leadership and their mentorship of our student athletes throughout the season. And again, as Will mentioned, our Fall Sports Awards is Monday, November 25th. And of course, then we look forward to the start of our winter season. So congratulations to all of our fall sports teams. I also want to thank everyone who submitted nominations for our Governor Educator of the Year and our Educational Services Professionals of the Year. So this year we received 36 nominations, actually more than we received over the last couple of years. Last year we were around 30, so we received a few more this year. It's just so nice to be able to read all those nominations and hear all the great things, great things about all of our wonderful teachers and ed services professionals. So that process has begun with nominations. What will happen now is there'll be voting that will take place. There will be board members who are participating in that voting. Thank you to the board members who agreed to participate this year. But there'll also be people in our schools, our administrators, and our previous year's winners who will be voting as well. And then we look forward to celebrating our Governor Educators of the Year at our May board meeting, as we do every year. Some things happening at the high school that I want to just mention. First of all, I just want to again highlight our Heroes and Cool Kids program. That's a program we've started. I guess we're in our third year of Heroes and Cool Kids now, right? Our third year of Heroes and Cool Kids. So basically, the Heroes and Cool Kids program is centered around the belief that high school students have the potential to be positive role models for our younger students here at the middle school. It focuses on things like social media awareness, anti-bullying initiatives, resilience building, and drug and alcohol prevention. And our high school students go to training as part of Heroes and Cool Kids, and then they come and meet with our middle school students and serve as mentors and role models to our middle school students. And then, of course, we have the companion program, the Sidekicks program, where our middle school students go down to the elementary schools and work with our elementary students and mentor those students. So it's a great program. We're excited to continue to be part of that program. I believe Will's part of that program as well. Been for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, my second year.
Second year, right. So it's a great program, and we're really excited to have it continue at the high school. Another program that is growing at the high school is our esports program. So I just want to share an update. So it started as a club. It is probably our largest club right now, our esports club at the high school. As part of the referendum, we built an esports area in the back of our media center at the high school. And thanks to our tech department, they built some beautiful gaming computers for our students to use. And I just want to share that Mr. Miller, who was one of our teachers and our esports club coordinator, he shared in an email, and I just want to read this. He says, I just want to share an update with all of you about our competitive esports teams, because they are competing now, not just within the building, but outside of the building. And he says, last Monday night it was announced that both our Rocket League and Smash Brothers teams made it to the state playoffs, and will be chasing a state title on 11/23 at Georgian Court University, November 23rd, at Georgian Court University. He says, I'm very proud of them, being our first time in league in a large competition, and I'll keep everyone updated and send information to the live stream so that we can watch it. Obviously, when we get that information, we'll share it out. But just really excited about the growth of that program and the fact that they're now competing outside of the school. I can also share that we're looking to expand the esports program at the high school. And when I was actually down at the New Jersey School Boards Convention in October, they had one of the sessions that I went to was about esports and how it can become a course, or actually a CTE class, right? So Mr. Pfister and I are now going to be meeting with this company. It's called Esports Integration. We're meeting with them virtually on Monday to talk about how they can help us implement a curriculum and incorporate esports not just as a club, but in our classes with things like content creation, news broadcasting, film production, game design, all those kinds of things. So this is a great opportunity to possibly expand this esports program at the high school, because it is a growing thing, not just in high schools, but in colleges, right? There's scholarships for esports in colleges now, and so it's really a growing area. So we're excited to look at ways that we can expand that for our kids at Hawthorne High School. Another thing I want to mention about Hawthorne High School is a new partnership possibly with Hackensack University Medical Center. So as part of something that I do every year is I meet with our Student Council Executive Board. Will was actually part of that meeting. We have a nice lunch together, and we talk about things that are happening at the high school. We talk about the students' experiences at Hawthorne High School over the last 4 years, because most of them are seniors. And then we talk about how we can improve things, or what areas they'd like to see improved, or new things that they'd like to see implemented at the high school. And one of the things that came up in this meeting by one of our seniors was they were looking to start some kind of a club or organization for future health professionals. And I can tell you that we have a lot of students that go into the health field, whether it's nursing, OT, PT, pre-med, whatever it may be, right? There's a lot of things that our students pursue in the health field at the high school. So in having this conversation, Carly Iavino is the one who brought it up. I kind of sat with Carly a little bit. We talked a little bit more about what she was looking to do. And I said, well, let me reach out to someone who I know who happens to work both at Hackensack and at St. Peter's University, in the nursing department. So I reached out to Dr. Quinn, who again works at Hackensack University Medical Center and at St. Peter's. She's actually the person who helped us coordinate our student nursing program that we have right now with St. Peter's. She set up a meeting with Dr. Pasquarelli and herself with Hackensack. So on Monday, Ms. Russo and I, as well as Carly Iavino, Zana Jakdar, and Olivia Pizarro, met with 2 people from Hackensack, and they are excited about the opportunity of creating some kind of an internship where our kids can now be part of this program at Hackensack University. So we're going to start small, and we're going to just do some, the goal right now is to try to coordinate some visits to the hospital for some of these students. So we're going to open it up to any of our juniors and seniors who are interested in the health field. And we're going to try to create some kind of visits to the hospital for this year, and then look to expand that in year 2 to a possible internship opportunity for kids who are interested in the health field. So it's another great opportunity for our kids. I'm excited about it. It's come together very quickly, but we're looking forward to where that can go in the future. So again, another great opportunity for our kids. The other thing I wanted to talk about was standards-based report cards. As the board is aware, Dr. Jabon and some of our other administrators and some of our teachers as well held 3 separate meetings on October 2nd at Washington School, October 8th at Roosevelt, and October 10th at Jefferson to discuss the transition to standards-based report cards. This week, Dr. Jabona added some information to her webpage All the presentations and the information that she shared is now available on her webpage for any parents to view. Parents are encouraged to ask questions at their conferences, which are happening this week. Parent conferences are tomorrow and Thursday of this week. So please, if you have questions about this transition to the new report cards, please don't hesitate to ask your teacher questions. And of course, visit our website, Dr. Tregona's website, specifically our Director of Education, where there's more information and the actual presentation that she shared at those parent meetings. I thought the meetings were well attended. I attended the Washington meeting. It was a nice group of parents. Had some great questions. We had some great interaction at the meeting, but I just want to thank Dr. Tragona, the administrators and the teachers who participated in those parent nights. I thought they were very, like I said, very productive and helpful for parents who did attend. And then the last thing, and I'll repeat some of the things that we'll share, just some events. You know, November and December are very busy months. We have a lot going on with different events, especially in December. But as I mentioned, elementary parent conferences are tomorrow and Thursday. Our Fall Sports Awards on November 25th at 6:30 p.m. at the high school. Our fall production, Peter and the Starcatcher, December 6th through 8th. So please come out and support our students at Hawthorne High School. Winter concerts, Jefferson's is December 4th, Roosevelt's is December 5th, Washington December 11th. Lincoln's winter concert is December 16th, and the high school is December 17th. We also have our high school holiday dance on December 12th, and our Treps Marketplace on December 17th at Roosevelt School. So a lot going on in the next couple of months. So stay tuned to our website. All this information is on our website, as well as, make sure you're reading those weekly announcements from the school principals, where it has all of these dates and information. And finally, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I want to just wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I can't believe it's almost Thanksgiving. And I say this every year, it's one of my favorite holidays. Family, food, and football. What could be worse? Nothing better than that, for sure. But I just want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. It's a great time for all of us to kind of just reflect on all that we're thankful for. So I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Sperito. I just want to echo the esports thing is a really big deal. William and I did a lot of college touring over the past year, and several of the colleges, that's part of their tour. They take, regardless of why you're there now, they take you in. Arcadia showed us the brand new esports room, and they talk about their record, and they have plaques up on the wall, and so it's really cool to see that we were sort of ahead of the curve there a little bit, and that is another way for our students to gain skills and opportunities in other areas that aren't outside sports, athletic sports, or it's just a really cool niche thing that we personally saw on our college.
Something that I heard this week that's kind of relevant was the correlation between gamers and successful, the more proficient surgeons. It was like 26% of them are more proficient if they're gamers. So
Wow.
there's different correlations that you don't necessarily correlate to professional stuff.
Will is looking at me because surgeon was one of the things on his list. I was like, no way, that's too stressful. But that's really awesome to hear, and awesome to hear about the partnership with Hackensack and how quickly that can get off the ground, because I do know, he's interested in the healthcare field and something that they can, get experience in right now, which is
We're working to get something
super
established
cool.
right away. They were great. The people from Hackensack, Dr. Pasquale and Dr. Quinn, were 100% on board. They're excited to get something started right away. So
That's really
we're going to
cool.
start something as soon as we can. We're sent out, I don't know if we sent the survey that went out already. So Ms. Russo is putting together a quick survey for our juniors and seniors to see who was interested in what fields, because part of the visits was they're going to also try to coordinate some presentations from respiratory therapists, OTs, PTs, nurses, doctors, just so that they can hear from different people in the hospital. So we're just trying to, again, we're at the very early stages of this, but it's exciting. I think it's going to grow quickly, and I think they're excited about the possibility of becoming a true internship in the coming
That's
years.
amazing. Not to bring up PCTI so early in the evening, but that is, we normally do that later on at the end, but that is a reason that people go there, the nursing program, which in my opinion really isn't a VOTEC program, but if we could bring something to our high school that could give them exposure and get them and partnership, or just, dip their toe in the water, I think that that's absolutely awesome. And I thanked Mr. Pfister at the PTO meeting this past month, saying, the listening to the students, it pays off every time. He met with the student council, which is huge. So those of you who don't have high schoolers, it's not just a handful of people that have to run for positions. Everybody can be on the student council. So there literally were over 100 students at the student council meeting at the high school. And so he listens to them, and they were the driving force in bringing back the homecoming dance. They wanted to see it come back. They would rather do that than it was supposed to be the food truck thing. So, and it was awesome. They had an awesome time. It had been over a decade since the homecoming dance had been there, but listening to the students, I think, is something that, it will benefit us in the long run, and we can do that in a community school like Hawthorne High School. You can listen to them, we can pivot, we want to hear what they have to say. So I think that that's amazing that you met with them, and that we're taking that to heart, and that it's able to get off the ground so quickly. I love all of that we're hearing about, so thank you. Ms. Erin Trout, Curriculum and Instruction. I don't know which side you're on. Oh, hi.
Way down here. Thank you, President Goff. Pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Committee on Curriculum and Instruction recommends the following resolutions. CI 1 and CI 2 on page 3, CI 3 through CI 5 on page 4. And that's it. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Erin Trout, seconded by Mr. Shortway. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Clivio.
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes.
Ms. Erin Trout.
Yes.
Ms. Mulkey Colton.
Yes.
Mr. Palouse.
Yes.
Mr. Shortway.
Yes.
Mrs. Nataro.
Yes.
Mr. Carr.
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Personnel, back to you, Ms. Erin Trout.
Thank you, President Goff. The following resolutions are pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools. P1 through P6 on page 5, P7 through P13 on page 6, P14 through P18 on page 7, and P19 on page 8. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Erin Trout, seconded by Mr. Totaro. Any discussion? Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
I always just like to welcome all the new members to the Hawthorne community. I know that there are a few people retiring. We also have a few new substitute teachers joining us. So for everyone who's new, and we have an intern, welcome to the Hawthorne district.
I would like to echo those sentiments. I'm always pleasantly surprised to see interns on here. Not that there's anything wrong with Hawthorne, I just, knowing that education is, as Dr. Sprito puts it, the Wild West currently, it's very refreshing to see people still coming to the profession at a lesser rate than they usually do, but still happy to see that we are bringing in interns and new teachers and substitutes as well. Roll call, please.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes.
Ms. Erin Trout.
Yes.
Ms. Mulkey Colton.
Yes.
Mr. Palouse.
Yes.
Mr. Shortway.
Yes.
Mrs. Nataro.
Yes.
Mr. Carr.
Yes.
Mr. Clivio.
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Mr. Clavijo, Finance and Administration.
Thank you, Madam President. We have a donation, acceptance of a donation of 2 Nikon cameras and 1 Panasonic camera with backpacks from William Nichols Photography with an estimated value of $500 to the Hawthorne High School broadcasting class. Thank you to him. I did try to Google him, was not able to pull him up just to give him a plug, but thank you at any rate. We have action items on page 8. Pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Committee on Finance and Administration recommends the following resolutions, F1 through F4. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Clavijo, seconded by Mr. Palouse. Any discussion?
I just have a quick question
Sure, go ahead.
for whomever. F3, is that for Roosevelt? Is that upcoming or is that work we've done? Because it says payment. Sorry? Oh, I thought you answered. Sorry. I can't hear you.
I was asking Ms. Murray, I think it was for the Lincoln roof.
It's like a very long Thanksgiving table and I
It
can't
does.
hear anyone.
The advanced roofing, yeah, that's,
The Lincoln,
Lincoln.
the one that was done, this roof.
This that was done already, right?
Yes, top of
Okay.
the Roosevelt roof, no.
Yeah, because we're going out
We already accepted bids for the Roosevelt roof.
Okay.
So that'll be done this summer, that work.
Next, okay, that's.
This coming summer.
Right,
25,
okay,
yes.
thank you.
You're welcome. Can I just comment on one item? F4, I just want you to know, so that's for the COPS grant, obviously. The grant writer who wrote the grant he'll do all that work, as you see in the resolution. He'll do all the performance reports, financial reports, everything that the auditor needs. And the beauty of that is, although the cost is $1,900, 75% of that is included in the grant. So it's only going to cost the district $475. So 75% is covered by the grant. So it's truly not $1,900 for the district, it's only $475 for us.
Is it worth running past them if there's any other grants that they can work on? I mean, because at some point finding that grant writer was the challenge that we came across.
Yeah, I don't know if he's specific to this particular COPS grant. I'm not sure, I have to ask him, but I can ask him.
Please, yeah, because when we had the ad hoc, that's as far as we got, right? We weren't able to identify
Yeah.
somebody.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll ask him. He might be specific to this, but let me check him, I don't know the answer.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Earntrell,
Yes.
Ms. Milky Colton,
Yes.
Mr. Palouse,
Yes.
Mr. Shortway,
Yes.
Mr. Tataro,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Clivio,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Mr. Shortway, claims.
Thank you, Madam President. I had the honor to do the November bills. In accordance with NJAC 6A:23-2:11B, C3, C4, CL1 on page 9, on behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Shortway, seconded by Mr. Carr. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Milky Colton,
Yes.
Mr. Palouse,
Yes.
Mr. Shortway,
Yes.
Mr. Tataro,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Clivio,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Earntrell,
Yes, but with reservations to anything relating to PCTVS. I know I sound like Mr. Turco here.
You're keeping
but-
it alive for us, Ms. Earntrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Mr. Totaro, Buildings and Grounds.
Thank you, Madam President. Pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, Committee on Buildings and Grounds recommends the following resolution. BG1 on page 9, continued on to page 10. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Totaro, seconded by Mr. Clavijo. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Palouse,
Yes.
Mr. Shortway,
Yes.
Mr. Tataro,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Clivio,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Earntrell,
Yes.
Ms. Milky Colton,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Committee and liaison reports. We'll start with you, Mr. Carr. Anything new for legislative?
Nothing this evening, Madam President.
Okay. Mr. Clavijo, Finance and Administration.
Thank you. While the committee did not meet, there is an update on the referendum. The balances are staying the same. The high school had $359,000 left over, nothing for the middle school, and each elementary school had about $15,000. The update is that the funds can be used between the buildings, so then that would give us $404,000 to be able to use in accordance to the referendum parameters in any of the schools. Other than that, the audit is ongoing, and that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Clavijo. Ms. Erin Trout, both council liaison and curriculum and instruction. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Doyle, I skipped over you.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Anything for policy?
Not a thing.
Okay.
You knew that.
I didn't know if maybe he wanted to schedule a meeting.
I'll take the hint.
I didn't intentionally do it. That's why I put check marks, but my bum hands got me all messed up. Ms. Erin Trout, council
Thank you,
liaison. and
President Goff. I have nothing to report for the council, but for C&I, we did meet prior to this meeting. Dr. Sprito mentioned a bit about the finalized standard based report cards. We did get to preview them with Dr. Chabrona. They look great. We also discussed there will be 5 district-wide data days built into the Monday meeting schedule. Basically, we're using these to dig deeper into the areas that we're struggling with and how to best support our students. An exciting one for our teams program, there was a symposium at Rutgers, and we picked our group, which this is the Latin American Studies course, which is a dual enrollment course with FDU, I believe. And what was the other?
Spanish Cultural Club.
Our Spanish Cultural Club. We will be working with a group in Peru focusing on economic sustainability for women in the Awamaki, I hope I pronounced it right, group. Basically helping them to start and run their own textile and art businesses. So a really interesting program for our students and a great opportunity to work internationally. And lastly, we received some information and went over the Connect for Freedom program, which is a New Jersey Department of Education based mandate. There's guidelines for K through 12 that go over personal and online safety that will be implemented in the district. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Ehrentraut. For New Jersey School Boards Association, I just would like to remind my newly elected self and Ms. Ehrentraut that we will have to conduct the mandated training. We have 1 calendar year from when we're sworn in from January, so we will have to do it next year. For everyone else, if you haven't conducted your trainings, if you're in years 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, I think I'm the only math that goes past that, you still have time there run on the calendar year, so you could get it in before January. If you are at all questioning what mandated trainings that you are required to do, Karen Skye is the keeper of that information. She's really good about keeping track of it. She usually hounds you, but she's here.
Okay, thank you.
She's still here.
Okay.
She's on vacation right now.
But she's here till the end of January.
Okay, end of January.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
it does negatively sanction the board if you don't keep up with the mandated training. So just make sure that you really try and keep up with what you need to keep up with. Additionally, I will be reaching out to our board representative and asking her to come to probably, I would like to say the January meeting, that we're having 2, right?
Yes.
So the second January meeting, I know that we had wanted to set board goals, but we had wanted to wait until the dust settled, and I think it makes most sense to do it with the new board. I know it is 1 person. Jay, we will miss you. We will take your sentiments forward. We know how you feel about a lot of things. So we will use that and carry on in your honor. But when Ms. Vega joins the board, we can have our representative come help us walk through some board goals as we move forward as a somewhat new board at that time. So I'll be reaching out to her on our behalf to see what she has available and if she can come to that second January meeting. As far as that, that's that. Ms. Mulkey-Coulson, Passaic County School Board Association.
So I don't have much to report on them because we did not meet in November, just that they will have a meeting. The next one will be December 9th. It's, as always, a hybrid option, so you can do virtual at 6:45, or you can go to Lakeland Regional High School at 6 p.m. For the meeting. I don't have the topic on me right now. And then I just wanted to say, even though this is NJSBA, but I was able to attend the workshop this year, the October 21st to the 24th, and it was very informative. I got to meet a lot of great people and see some familiar faces and attend some great professional development. I have to say esports and AI was probably the most popular topics there this year. It was standing room only, and then at one point they just shut the doors and was like, it's a fire hazard, because so many people are interested in these topics and want to get involved. So I think we are ahead of that trend, which is great. I was able to go to best practices and current trends, threat assessment and management, safety for schools, as well as from conflict to cooperation, handling ethics issues on your board. So it was a great experience. I'm glad I got to go.
I'm happy that you were able to go. It's definitely a wonderful experience. is difficult for working
Yes,
people to get
I
there,
had
but
to use my days to go, but
I'm
it was
happy
good,
that
it
you
was
went.
good. I'm glad I got to
Definitely fun.
represent. Thank you.
The topic for this month's
Thank
Passaic
you.
County meeting is harnessing the power of the public relations, social media, and technology in schools. And it is being run by Dr. Janine S. Dutt, who is the superintendent of the North Warren Regional School District.
Thanks, President.
Sure, I think I had it pulled up in my email, so I just pulled it back up. Buildings and grounds, Mr. Totaro.
Not Anthony?
Oh my goodness, I did it again. Mr.
I mean, I'll
Lewis.
go.
I am
I was
sorry.
gonna say that I have nothing.
I'm clairvoyant. Maybe I'm clairvoyant.
No, I actually have some,
Okay, go ahead.
I always have something to say, you should know that. I'll start with CPAC. This information is on their Facebook page, Hawthorne NJ CPAC, which is SEPAC. There's a couple webinars coming up. The first one, I'm going to jump around a little bit, but this one is Friday for anyone who can join during the day. It's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's for aging and intellectual disabilities, addressing current and future challenges. That's with developmental disabilities lecture series. Again, the link would be on the CPAC page. That's for Friday. But then I have 4 other ones, which were shared by CPAC from Family Resource Network. November 13th at 12 p.m., DDD budget and available services, learning about DDD budget and services that are available to eligible families. On November 14th at 12 p.m., there's a transition made easy. It's a step-by-step guidance on how to become eligible for DDD services when transitioning out of high school. And that's either when you're out of high school or out of the secondary program when you hit 21. Then on November 19th, there's another one at 12 p.m. To get to work and explore employment opportunities, supports and services designed to empower adults with disabilities. And then on the 21st, it's preparing for the NJ CAP, also at 12 p.m. Again, all these will be on the Facebook page for Hawthorne NJ CPAC. Then move on to Roosevelt School, holiday spirit wear. They are selling naughty, nice, or solid effort shirts. You do not have a choice. It just says solid effort. I'm sure a lot of you would want to get the naughty ones, but what's that? Oh, I'm sorry, Lincoln. I wrote that in the wrong spot. I apologize. That's from Lincoln School. Again, all this can be found at the Facebook pages, right? You post that on the Facebook page? Okay. And then Lincoln is also starting a candy and cookie sale. America's favorite sweets and treats will be starting this week. Look for a student, LMS student, if you have one. That sale will be going on until December 1st, and the profits will go to the 8th grade t-shirts, which makes sense why it would be at Lincoln School. You have to make fun of yourself. Then I'm going to jump over to Jefferson PTO. Also this Friday, there is a give back, and it's a no cook fundraiser for, and I apologize, I can't even read here tonight. I should have made the font bigger. There is at the Parkwood Deli, you can have 1 loaf of bread, a quarter tray of penne vodka, 4 pieces of chicken parm, 4 of Mom's meatballs or Caesar salad. $10 will be donated per order to Jefferson Elementary School, and I believe the cost on that is $49.95. But again, it's a big meal for a family of 4. And you have to place your orders on Friday by 10 a.m. and pick up your orders between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. And again, that's at Parkwood Deli, 201-689-0855. If you have any questions, you can email boestelle@gmail.com if you have any questions. And I will finish my report with HEF. Right here we have some raffle tickets we're going to be selling. It's an ongoing event. $1,500 worth of various gift cards will be raffled off. It's one prize, you win the $1,500, one winner. You can reach out to Jennifer Doyle or look for my Facebook page over the next few days. I usually post them and let you hit me up with Venmo or PayPal, and then I'll send you back a copy. They're $10 a piece. The drawing will be December 5th. And again, it's $1,500 worth of various gift cards. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Palouse. Mr. Totaro, Buildings and Grounds.
Thank you, President Goggins. Ann, is it true that all board members have to buy a minimum of 2 tickets?
It was 4, but we reduced it to 2. Just to make it easier for everyone.
Thanks very much. All right, the Buildings and Grounds Committee met today, and the following are updates on various items taking place throughout the district. The architect is still working on the high school athletic facility assessment requested by the Board of Ed. This assessment only includes the area along Bamford Avenue, not the entire complex, and once received, we will forward it to all the trustees, hoping to get that sooner than later. Overall general updates, we reported last month that we were installing the dispensers for the feminine products in the girls' bathrooms, which has been completed and installed. We also spoke about vape detectors and awaiting the second quote from Eastern Datacom, who's the company who's doing the PA work throughout the district. Once we get that, we can do the evaluation, make a determination on what vendor we're going to go with. Also, we're currently reviewing the plans from the brick assessment. I think I shared that was pretty robust and all the information that was part of that assessment, and we're accounting for which projects will be able to be budgeted for this coming summer. And also at this time, we're currently working on obtaining quotes on various projects at Jefferson School, which include the retaining wall, drainage of the main stairs, and possible stair treads or replacement of the main stairs entering Jefferson, as well as the drains. And last but not least, we're continuing to evaluate the funds which Mr. Clavijo shared about that are left over from the referendum and how those costs will be allocated for future projects under consideration. This is ongoing and will continue to be reported as the information is provided. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Totaro. At this time, public be heard. Members of the public may ask questions or make comments on educational issues or school matters.
We can still see you.
Okey dokes, then I will turn it over to the board for their comments, questions, old business, new business. I just ask that you please let Janine know which of the 3 topics that you are wishing to address. I'll start with Ms. Fulton.
Thank you. I guess it would be new news.
New business?
New business, thank you. It's been a long day, sorry. I just wanted to say congratulations to Lincoln Middle School. We all worked really hard to raise $17,470 during Laps for Lincoln.
That's crazy.
Thanks to these ladies sitting here.
And we actually got more donations after, so the new number is 18,500.
Really, and honestly, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have gotten anywhere near here, because we started and we didn't have that many kids involved. For incoming 6th, they didn't really understand it, and that you had to, to participate that day. And I think it was like 85–90% of, right? Miss School overall were involved and had donated and were able to have fun that day. And that's really hard to do in a middle school, And
I know that you had shared, but remind me, what is that money going towards?
this was for the new projector and screen for the gymnasium, where I think I mentioned that we were here for back to school night. That's where the gym teachers are giving their presentations to let parents know what's going to happen this year in gym and phys ed and health. And you couldn't see the screen, so it's definitely needed. That one's pretty old. So the goal was 20,000, and we are almost right there, just from one event. So, and the kids had a great time. I happened to be off that day, so I got to be here to volunteer. I was in charge of cotton candy. It was a big job, you know, but I did it. I was able to walk away scot-free. But anyway, these ladies did a great job. All the PTO parents do a great job, and I'm very appreciative. And this is gonna be something that, you know, years from now, these kids are gonna, and teachers and staff will get to use and enjoy, so, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Colton?
No, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Clark?
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Shortway?
Yeah, congratulations to all the fall sports. Good luck to the winter sports coming up, and to the e-sports that you just told me about. That
Yeah.
I never knew we had that. And I think that's great that Hackensack, Meridian, and Hawthorne teamed up together. I think that's fantastic. And happy Thanksgiving to all.
Thank you, Mr. Shortway. Mr. Doyle?
I just want to acknowledge, since yesterday was Veterans Day, a very special thanks to all of our veterans here in the Hawthorne community, as well as all across all of America, all over the world, and their families as well. Thank you to our veterans, and wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving as well.
Thank you, Mr. Doyle. Mr. Clavijo?
General comments, kudos to middle school for that fundraiser. The weather was fantastic too, so that culminated perfectly. Also, congratulations to the soccer team, right? The boys soccer team, undefeated. It brings back good memories of when Mr. Cole coached my son way back when, so great to hear about that. Also, congratulations to our newly elected Board of Ed members, our incumbents, Ms. Goff and Ms. Arentrout, and our newcomer, Giselle Vega. Thank you for your willingness to serve. And same thank you, Jay, for the 3 years that you've dedicated to the Board of Education here in town. That's it.
You have
That's
2
all I
more
have.
meetings to come to, so don't.
Yeah,
I'm one on Thursday.
January meeting,
That's
so
true.
yeah.
At least one more.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
have my Thursday.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clavijo. Mr. Totaro?
Yes, thank you. Just general comments, echoing all the sentiments from everybody else. But I just want to share too, and I think I shared one with maybe you have, is that, you know, I think there's been so many great things as of recent, you know, and hopefully we can continue to highlight those things at each meeting, and maybe that's something that we could target more to develop a way to kind of bring to light some of those things each meeting in a different way, because I just, as of late, it just seems like there's not enough time to even get all those different people and programs out there to the public, but I sure know that it just makes me feel good that we're moving in an even better direction as of recent, and how we can continue to highlight that, because there are some things that not everybody knows about, right? Esports, or some of the other different things that are going around. LMS, I mean, you guys are just doing such a phenomenal job this year, and being a new parent in LMS, it's just been a pleasure to be a part of, so thank you guys specifically. And then overall, I think Dr. Spirito shared it, this is definitely my favorite time of the year as well. And let's just reflect back and give thanks and appreciation. So I'm thankful to be a member of this board, a part of it with all of you guys and the community, because I think we truly do need that team effort, and it does take a village to bring up our kids. And so I'm thankful to all of you guys, and I wish the community and everyone here a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Mr. Totaro. Ms. Arentrout?
Thank you, President Kopp. Echoing the comments that have come before me, and especially that we're here at Lincoln Middle School, how exciting for an undefeated season, like Alex mentioned, for the boys soccer team. Congratulations. General comments, by the way, sorry. Also want to congratulate a Hawthorne resident, Zoe Mogan, who worked towards her silver award for the Girl Scouts. And if you've been in Hawthorne for a few years, she's done a lot of really interesting projects, and this was with the Environmental Commission and the Green Team, and she built a butterfly garden at the 8-acre woods. So it's nice, I know it's not school related, but it is something great that a member of our community, a young member of our community is doing. And then last comment, and it's just following up, I guess, to be added to the email list for the newsletters for the schools somehow. I think I got off of it, or I don't receive the emails, or if I could get back on those. I know it's a simple thing, and I could have just told you before the meeting, but thank you for that.
You want all of them?
Yeah, just,
No
I
problem.
love the updates, and
No problem.
I think I was getting them at one
No
point, but
problem, we can,
yep. So, thank you again, and grateful to be elected again to serve 3 more years on this board, so thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Aaron. Mr. Palouse?
Thank you, President Goff. Just general comments about tonight's meeting. The opportunities that were brought up tonight, as everybody's reiterating, the esports, the Hackensack Medical, but I'm really impressed, and hopefully it continues, the fact that you're interacting with the students. It's just a wealth of understanding of what they're going through and what they want. I love that. I just hope it continues. You said Mr. Fisher was involved with that, so.
Well, he had a separate meeting. I met with the exec board of the student council. I do that every year. We sit and have lunch together and just talk for an hour and a half. We talk for a while about everything, everything related to the school. So it's great. Listen, it's, as you said, they provide insight that I don't have. I have a different perspective as students, right?
Sure.
That I don't have as a superintendent or as a community member or whatever, right? So that the information, and we talk about how every year there's at least one thing that comes out of that meeting that we're able to change, which is wonderful. I am starting to feel old because Bailey Hanson, who's now one of our teachers, was in one of those meetings when I first started as a student, and is now one of our teachers for 3 years. But there is so many positive things that have come out of those meetings, and just Hackensack is just one of the things that will come out of the meeting that we had last couple weeks ago. So
Great opportunity.
It's a great opportunity, and I love it. I enjoy it.
Right. I also want to just say that I neglected to say that the HEF raffle, all the money raised will go towards scholarships. Each year they give a few scholarships out to graduating high school seniors. So again, if you can participate, but I did want to let everyone know where those funds will go. And then I would just like to wish everybody on the board and everybody that's in the community happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your families.
Thank you, Mr. Palouse.
Thank you.
I have a quick few things, just general comments first. I wanted to say that, similar to what Ms. Erin Trout said about Zoe, that we do have a recent graduate of the Hawthorne High School Public School System who happens to be Mr. Carr's nephew, I believe, who has put more little free libraries throughout the park. There now are a total of 5, I believe, little free libraries that are scattered throughout Gothelbrook Park. It is an absolutely amazing initiative, and I love all of them. I believe the 5 locations were shared on the Hawthorne community page, family community page, but they are near Arnold's Pond, near the Art Center, near the playground, by the parking lot on Diamond Bridge, near the parking lot on the path as you walk towards the turf field, and off of Maitland Ave to the right of the path where you enter Gothelbrook Park. So absolutely amazing, and our students are doing wonderful things. I also want to let everybody know that our next meeting will be here again on December 10th at 7 p.m. I did have a request from the CPAC committee when we met with them, the candidates met with them, if we could post them on the Facebook page. I don't know, the meeting dates and locations. I did explain how to get to them.
We'll post a link to the webpage of that.
They're all virtual too.
They are all virtual, but I guess now that we're changing locations, people are finding, I don't know if they're finding it difficult to find the location. And I actually had told them at that meeting it was going to be at the high school, and I reached back out to them last week and said, actually, it's at the middle school. So
I thought you meant their meeting.
no, CPAC was asking if we could post our meeting dates and locations on our page.
I'm sorry.
Just something that they had brought up, CPAC had brought up to us at the meeting. Okay, I mean, and we said we would do it, but I don't know where if we would do it on the family page, and then that has to be approved.
I can do it on our school Facebook page.
Okay.
I can post it.
I know it is one more step.
It's okay.
I did bump into a community member over the weekend who is very active and was asking questions about the board, and I said, you know, I feel like we've done so many things to get the meeting to people. I remember when digitizing it was just a dream, and now, you know, we only have, how many people do we have on? Six. My only hope is that hundreds of people watch it after it airs. They just can't be here watching it live. They watch it on Saturday mornings. That's my only hope at this point, but we are trying to get it into the hands of anybody who wants to be here. But in any event, I do have some new business that I would like to discuss at this point, sort of piggybacking off of both what Ms. Ehrentraut and what Mr. Totaro had mentioned. The candidates were here at the PTO meeting in the month of October, and we were asked to come speak as candidates, but we were also witnesses to a celebration of the students who achieved either a 30-point increase on the NJSLA test or the 5 students who achieved perfect scores on the NJSLA. And I would not have known that had I not, I don't have a middle school child anymore, had I not been here at that meeting. And Ms. Dever and Mr. Berg were celebrating the successes of those students, which I just thought was absolutely amazing. The room was packed. Parents came to watch that celebration, which sort of brought to mind that, you know, I do think that a goal of the board in the past has been to celebrate our community members, both the faculty and our students and our families as much as we can. We try to talk about them, but inviting them in has definitely been a goal of ours for a long while. So I would really like to start formalizing that as we move forward. I know I will be bringing that up as we formalize our board goals to celebrate the community, their successes, and showing our appreciation. It's something that is so small, but it goes such a long way. I was honored in my own district for receiving tenure at a board meeting, and I happily went back to my district at night to stand there, just because being appreciated really means a lot. So I'd asked Dr. Sprito if we could do that for our teachers who received tenure, and we will be doing that at the May celebration when we also honor our Teachers of the Year. Showing teachers that you appreciate them is really something that I think is essential. We say it, but we need to show them, and I think we need to do the same thing for our students. So what I'm tasking my fellow board members with is just keeping your ears and eyes open. We all know different facets of the community. We have different students in different schools, different sports. We have different friend groups. If you see something you think that we should celebrate, please let us know, because we would love to do that. We can invite people to meetings. I would love to invite people to meetings. For example, the meeting that I was at, they were celebrating tenure recipients as well as Eagle Scout recipients, and they were celebrating AP scholars. So it was a nice, well-rounded, different facets of the community. So as we move forward, please let us know. Dr. Sprito, myself, we can invite people. I know that the borough also invites students. Our students often, they will invite the poster winners and they will celebrate. I would love to see us doing those things as well. So I know Ms. Ehrentraut, I know that you're very involved in different things as well. So please just keep an open mind and let us know if you know of anybody that we can celebrate, because I do think it's something that would go a very, very long way. And we can formalize it as we move forward, what that looks like, if that's a committee, who that runs through, but I just want to put it on everybody's radar. In the same vein, I would like to say that I'm very thankful for the first responders. I know we have one in the audience, and I know that we have one up here with us on this Diaz. And it was First Responder Day on October 28th. We have students that are volunteer EMTs and volunteer firemen and you know, just taking their time to do that. We have community members and faculty members who are doing the same, so I'm very appreciative of those people. But please, just let me know if there's anything, sports teams, academics, you know, anything that we can think of. Again, faculty members, student body members, family members, raising money. I know Cher does a wonderful job of raising money, and they will donate that money, bringing them in and just saying we thank you. I don't want to make anybody feel like they have to come to the meeting, but even just acknowledging them. We don't have to give them anything, or just saying please come and be recognized. For the 6 people who are watching it on the TV, and for the board, we really appreciate you.
For the hundreds that are going to watch it.
The hundreds that are going to watch it on Saturday morning.
Being that we're going to be here next month, right?
Yes.
Maybe the soccer team and the fundraiser that was just brought up.
That could be a great start.
They're already here.
and if the administration has any suggestions, if we know that we're gonna be at a particular building. I know in years past, when we used to go on the road, we tried to highlight a club or the roller coaster when Mrs. Pasquale used to do. If we could just highlight, I love to draw people in, and then we'll let you go. I know you guys would stay, but we can have a brief recess after the first 10 minutes. We don't have to hijack everyone's whole evening, but I really deeply feel that the beauty of Hawthorne, that community feel, the family feel, that's what makes us special. And I know that even more now that I have a son who is on the end of this journey. And what you give is what you get out, and I think that we really need to just celebrate the people that continually give and continually do wonderful things. So I'm committed to it. I know many of us up here are committed to it, and I just wanted to share that with everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I am eternally grateful for being on this board. I've been on this board for a very long time. This is a very cohesive board. Does not mean that we always agree, but we were always respectful to one another, and I do think that everyone uses their best judgment and always has the best interest of the children in mind. And it is a pleasure to sit beside you, and it will be a pleasure to sit beside you for 3 more years. So with that in mind, I would like to end this meeting. There will be no private session, so at this time, I will enter a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Totaro, seconded by Mr. Fulos. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Clivio?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Ms. Erentrout?
Yes.
Ms. Mulkey Colton?
Yes.
Mr. Paluso?
Yes.
Mr. Shortway?
Yes.
Mr. Totaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Goff?
Yes. Do not run away, board members. We are taking the board photo over by the